Hello, Galaxy, I'm Chris Pirillo, and you're watching this week's Star Wars stuff. Technically speaking, you're going to be watching me talk about Star Wars stuff. And yes, I plan on making it official, talking about Star Wars at least once a week, which usually isn't a problem because I tend to talk about it once every hour. If you missed the series of Pirillo vlogs, I was able to go to Star Wars Celebration this year as an adult, officially, even though they didn't have kidult passes. A bantha-sized thank you goes out to Verizon Fios. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have been able to go. So what did I do over those 4 days? Well, yeah, you should probably watch the Pirillo vlogs for the wall-to-wall, not really wall coverage. You can't have walls in video, but I've already documented that experience. Today, I want to show you what I got. Apart from this badge, I guess I would have had to have an all-access pass for this to have Vader on it. Oh, and the one thing I can't show you that I got at Star Wars Celebration is the sickness that I finally got over. I got a collectible Yak Face card! Not as valuable as the figure that I also have in my collection, but this was a part of a series of original content producers, fan-produced content. If you don't follow Yak Face on social, you better start. If only because Jason's a really nice guy. I also got one of the world's most amazing business cards from Lester, aka TK3804. Lester's been a fan of mine, and he introduced himself to me, and I was very happy to meet him. In fact, I would go as far as to say that Star Wars Celebration allowed me to connect with more of you than any other event I've ever been to. Ever in my entire life, and I'm years old. If you're the type of person who actually pays attention to my social feeds on a regular basis, you would have recognized me on the StarWars.com live stream. I was testing foods made by Duff Goldman. This is the menu, and that's Duff's autograph. Upside down. I ate Jabba's grog legs. They were good. It tasted like a combo of chicken and fish. Root leaf stew, which was absolutely amazing. It was very curry heavy without being too spicy. And fresh bantha milk. No, it was good, really. You'd think that that would be the most amazing thing that happened at the event, being on the StarWars.com live stream, but no, I've got an even better story. And the pen. It's mightier than the lightsaber. I talked about why this pen is very special and will be staying in my collection in the corresponding Pirillo vlog for that day. So if you haven't watched that yet, why don't you plan on watching that video after this video? Trust me, there's a good story behind it, and thousands of you didn't realize I was the man of the hour. You may have seen my Darth Vader Build-A-Bear here in the workshop, but this is new. A Darth Vader mask specifically for Build-A-Bear creatures. I would love to have Jedi wear this, but it's not built for babies, and you can't see through it, and the last thing I want to do is freak her out in relation to Darth Vader. But if I wanted to build a bear, I could use this. Jedi might be able to fit into this onesie, but again, it was not designed with human beings in mind. I've got no plans for a new bear, but I do have plans to hang this somewhere where I have room here in the workshop. Many of you know I'm an adult fan of Lego as well, so I spent a fair amount of time in the Lego area, and it was rather large. In fact, I ended up periscoping, live video streaming the entire collection of Lego Star Wars minifigures that they had in a case. Over the course of the event, every day you could build something different with Lego bricks that they provided to you for free. I mean, of course, assuming you got into the convention. But this was the only thing I cared to keep. A plate that has print on it. Lego Star Wars Celebration 2015 in Anaheim. Copyright, LFL. Yeah, I know. I could have walked away with a lot of bricks, but really, this plate was enough for me. I was there, and I have the proof. Even though I have not traveled a lot since my daughter Jedi was born, I have taken to picking up souvenirs from my destinations. A pack of playing cards that usually has the destination on one side of the playing cards. This is the story of Darth Vader playing cards. And yes, I picked up two. One for her and one for me. No, wait. This one's for her and this one's for me. Oh, great. Now I can't tell the difference. Does anybody else collect Kubrick? I'd be surprised if you lived in the USA and knew what Kubrick was. I have a few Darth Vader Kubricks, but they're out of the box. I got this one for a song, less than $10. Normally, Kubrick figures are available overseas. You can get them, but you have to get them at auction, typically, and for a lot more than $10. This Darth Vader from Episode 3 is going to stay in the box. If you're an action figure collector, you probably already knew about Kubrick, but if if you didn't know that Kubrick existed, well, now you do. At the same vendor, I also found a Bandai version of Darth Vader. Very tiny, and very collectible, and very not easy to get here in the USA. I worried about getting these boxes home in near mint condition, and obviously they survived the trip. This I didn't have to worry about getting home. It's a bill of sale. Yep, I actually got something AFA graded on site. For a while now, I had been looking for an Atari 2600 cartridge made by Parker Brothers, The Empire Strikes Back. I played that game all the time, and I happened upon a couple of them. One was in slightly better condition, but I didn't want to get it because I didn't know that I'd be able to get it home without damaging the product. And that's when I ran across the AFA booth, and then I went back to the vendor booth to be able to get the cartridge in the box, and they had sold the better condition cartridge in box, so I got the next best thing. It's still in decent condition, and it's being graded, but I finally got the cartridge I had been looking for, and it'll be here soon. Because, see, they took it after I bought it, and they're going to ship it to me after they grade it. I spent a fair amount of time with one of our active patrons, Jesus Chavez, and he happened to get this, which by the time I went to the booth to get the card that they only made available that day, they had run out. But Jesus grabbed two, and this, surprise, surprise, was the only one I would have wanted. Thanks, Jesus, for everything. See? It's a super special edition playing card that has Darth Vader on it. I posted so many amazing Star Wars photos to my social feed that my phone said, "Hey, really? Come on, you know you could also use me to make calls, right? How are you going to keep me charged up?" And I answered that question with this, the Mimo Power Tube Star Wars Darth Vader! Finally! I'd seen him online. But I didn't get it. I saw it there, and I got it. If only because I already had an external battery pack attached to my phone. Not to mention, this is a Darth Vader collectible. But as the side says, it's not a toy. But I won't hold that against it. Remember a few months ago when I reviewed the movie Plastic Galaxy? I met the director, Brian, and he gave me this limited edition pin. And I guess collecting pins is a thing. The only other pin that I wanted to get, I couldn't find, the Darth Vader Star Tots. Last but not least, a stack of books, even though I already had 4 out of 5. Why'd I get more? For Jedi, of course. See, I got it personalized by one of the authors. These Epic Yarns books were just published. On one page, you have a single word, and on the opposite page, you have a scene that describes what that word is. And every single character highlighted was handmade out of yarn. Pullman, one of the brothers responsible for these books, when he was personalizing each one of them to Jedi, could not believe that he was personalizing these books to someone named Jedi. So he pulls out his phone and he takes a picture of the books that he personalized for Jedi, and he posted it to his Twitter account. And it was awesome! So Jedi will be using the non-autographed books, and I'll keep these in safe storage until she's ready to handle them. And even though I already had 50,000 copies of Vader's Little Princess, this one is personalized and autographed to Jedi from Jeffrey Brown. Thank goodness this was recently published as well, because I didn't have another copy. Darth Vader and Friends was personalized for me by Jeffrey Brown. I've got an honorable mention to Hot Wheels for giving me this R2KT sticker. And I think that's just about all I got for this week at that event. But next week, trust me, I have plenty more to share. So if you're a fellow Star Wars fan and collector, stay tuned. And until next time, I'm going to leave you to your own devices.